By the way, check out my free online anger management classes guide on my website. It is super helpful. Plus, I have created a groundbreaking online anger management course. You can find the course in our online shop if you have not seen it yet. It is a profound fusion of ancient philosophy, personal experience, and evidence-based psychological science. Also, if you cannot afford therapy, I am making something significantly more affordable. It is a self-help resource. As of writing this newsletter, I am giving out free self-help samples for stress on my website. Make sure you look at that as well. I will also create more content around anger management within that resource, so it pays to get the free samples while they are still available. Finally, I have written a blog post with helpful anger management advice to get you started. Please make sure you get that on my blog. When rage strikes, anger, it is an emotion I know all too well. It has hit me hard in the past, and my subsequent actions were not so great. When we get emotional, we can easily make mistakes. I know I have. Anger has led me to a lot of mistakes in my past. You are always more powerful when you are calm. Anger is natural. It is crucial to remember that anger is an emotional response to danger, injustice, or an obstacle within our path. It is not a reason to mistreat yourself or give up. My relationship to rage. My relationship with rage is as long as I can remember. It is a profound relief not to repress or overindulge in anger anymore. I experience frustration now like the doorway to problem solving. Anger now drives me to understand and transform challenges into productive output. When I crash-landed in the wilderness, everything was physically grueling. The winter is the most challenging. One example of this was carrying water over uneven ground. I often found myself racing against the setting sun while heavy rain saturated the floor beneath me. As uneven as the ground was, the extra liquid made slipping and losing the water highly likely. Pure seething wrath would explode each time it happened, like a volcano erupting aggressively each time I lost water. Despite the wilderness hardships, my problems changed. In the city, my triggers revolved around people, work, and social groups. It was all about survival here. I would not change that for the world. Rage, responsibility. What I see now is anger is the ability to respond. People often misunderstand the ability to respond, also known as responsibility. Many see it as a ball and chain hanging around our necks. My perspective is a stark contrast now. Wilderness survival has taught me that responsibility is a superpower. When we take responsibility for ourselves, we act better than we should or would have previously. Responsibility with discipline is essential for resourcefulness. Survival is hard if you are not resourceful. You can transform seemingly desperate situations into practical action. Responsibility is far more helpful than a lot of people wish to admit. I can understand because I may have seen life the same way as a teenager. Feel the burn, stay peaceful anyway. When it comes to anger, rage hurts when it starts to catch fire. For me, it pours through my body like hot lava. As I fume, it can take painful turns. In the past, I found myself smashing stuff from lampshades to beautiful ornamental urns. Now, I still feel all the emotions, only I am not breaking my furniture. Peace is the release of angry moments now, not the destruction of your drywall. Looking back in compassion, it is evident that each outburst was a lesson. It is never apparent when you are amid rage. Hindsight is an annoying yet illuminating experience. What the wilderness taught me about rage. Rolling around and screaming is not a helpful solution when your life depends on your performance. Instead, it is crucial first to pause and take a step back. Allow your thoughts and emotions to rest. The ancients call this process resting in awareness. Practically, that means you stop focusing on your thoughts and emotions for a brief moment. Then you relax your attention. In doing so, your awareness opens up and you become aware of being aware. It pivots your focus from a painful identity, being at the whim of the situation and the unfairness of what you may be going through, to being present in the moment. The problem does not constrain this presence, giving you space from being engulfed by frustration. This pivot is the first step to mental freedom. Mental freedom starts in the mind by being free from what you feel while you feel it. In counselling and psychological science, we call this process metacognition. I love helping clients achieve this process of freedom during Untamed Advice sessions. It is humbling to see people transform through realizing they can be free even when they do not feel okay. Metacognition, resting as awareness or instinctive recognition, however you want to call it, is a massive step towards personal responsibility. You take responsibility by choosing who you are at that moment. You respond to uncomfortable emotions but do not react. This first step was so helpful when it seemed everything around me was not working and danger was painfully present. Taking responsibility within you gives you the power to act and direct yourself most favorably, challenging trauma for better anger outcomes. Once you have that initial space to breathe, the next step is to challenge your perspective on the situation. What I saw in myself is that I would overlay past trauma on the present moment. My life has been a rich tapestry of wild adventure. Adventure puts you in all kinds of situations. Some are incredible while others can be traumatic. When we overlay past trauma, it is as if we have tinted glasses, coloring our experience and exaggerating the situation. Cognitive reappraisal is a valuable technique in anger management to challenge our assumptions around a situation and work towards a better evaluation. Once you have that initial momentary freedom from what you feel, you can then look at the situation without trauma bias. For me, my past would be screaming and cursing. While that happened, I would seek to look at more than one angle. This expanded view gave me better insight into how to maneuver through the circumstances. The outcome was far better. I found that challenging my description of the moment helpful. A few questions I asked myself were, is my reaction equal to the circumstance? Am I exaggerating anything here? Is this something that usually triggers me? Is there a solution that helps? Is there something I can let go of? If I did not take this personally, would it be that bad? Is there another explanation for what is happening? Is there a better way to do things? Is this a sign of personal growth? And if so, how can I learn from this? How can I take responsibility for what is happening right now? Try it for yourself. First, pause, take a step back, and open your perspective. Relax your body and mind and allow your sympathetic nervous system to unwind. Then ask yourself some clear-headed questions and see if you can move forward peacefully. Remember, it is your time to thrive. You can be free. You can be untamed.
Thanks for listening. For more, go to my website, untamedadvice.com.
For more free resources, updated and added to regularly, go to the free help button at the top of my website, untamedadvice.com, or the more help button if you are on a mobile device. Remember, you can get a free counselling session as well. Simply go to my website and click on the Get Your Free Session button, and I look forward to meeting you soon. If you enjoyed this video, you may consider visiting our store, where you can get expertly crafted content to support your wellness journey. If you can't afford the rising cost of therapy, I have created something significantly more affordable. It is a self-help resource at a fraction of the cost. To get a free self-help sample for stress, click on the self-help button at the top of my website, untamedadvice.com.